Hello everyone and welcome to my CS24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. Evidence of ancient Rome and Templar Knights resurface in the treasure hunt. The Curse of Oak Island team uncovered another artifact that could date back to ancient Rome. They learned more about possible voyages made to the Americas by the Templar Knights hundreds of years before Columbus. A lot was happening on last night's episode with the guys involved in different activities all over Oak Island. Still, perhaps the most interesting thing to occur was the unearthing of an artifact on Lot 5. Ever since the Lagina brothers purchased Lot 5 on the island's west side, they've been finding numerous items. So far, the team has discovered a mysterious stone structure along with a collection of tools up to 4 centuries old, and they've even located a coin from ancient Rome. Once again, the dream team of Gary Drayton and Jack Begley were on metal detector duty, and they were jumping for joy when they found a circular, coin-shaped artifact. This object was made of lead, featuring 2 holes in the middle and ornate scalloping around the sides. Gary instantly picked up that it was likely a trade token, which has been used for thousands of years in a similar fashion to coins. The guys whisked the token off to archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan, who had the item examined in an XRF, X-ray fluorescence, scanner and an XRD, X-ray diffraction analysis scanner. These machines could tell Emma the composition and the geographic location of the artifact. The ancient artifact could be from Iran or Italy. The artifact was overwhelmingly made of lead with a little bit of copper and iron, which led Emma to suggest the metal initially came from either a mine in Iran or Sardinia, off Italy's coast. She appeared to lean towards the latter of those 2 locations. Emma also stated that the lead was very pure, meaning the token could be pretty old. She pointed out that the ancient Romans had mines on Sardinia. This could all tie into the work of Italian researcher Emiliano Sacchetti, who landed in the war room on last night's episode to chat with the guys about Ralph de Sudley. Sudley was a 12th century Templar knight, who Emiliano reckons looted several key treasures from Jerusalem and transported them to North America. Did the Templar Knights reach America hundreds of years before Columbus? Emiliano has been tasked with carrying on the work of Zena Halpern, looking into the relationship between the medieval Christian military order, the Templar Knights, and Oak Island. He's been examining the Cremona document, found in a medieval church in northern Italy. This document claims to detail Sudley's exploits in transporting the treasures from the Middle East to Saborga, Italy, and then on to an island of oak in the Americas. This all allegedly happened hundreds of years before Columbus. The Italian researcher admitted he has a lot more work to do. Excitingly, he's to be admitted into the Vatican archives. He will get back to the fellowship with more info as soon as possible. However, it was an intriguing second link to Italy from last night's show. Dumas finds a massive barrel hoop in the garden shaft. Also, in this episode, the Dumas Mining Company recovered a barrel hoop from a massive barrel found at approximately 70 feet in the garden shaft. It led the guys to wonder what on earth such a huge barrel was doing buried so far down. The Dumas crew is approaching their final depth of about 82 feet, and the team is becoming more expectant that something important will be found soon. Everyone's fingers are well and truly crossed. Under the gray skies of Nova Scotia, the island that has mystified generations offered yet another chapter in its ever-deepening enigma. The Curse of Oak Island team returned this week with renewed determination, and the island in turn answered. From the first clang of the excavator's bucket to the solemn hum of the metal detector, the air around the money pit buzzed with energy. Rick Lagina stood near the freshly dug borehole, holding a peculiar shard of metal recently retrieved from a depth of 92 feet. It bore etchings, not random scratches from centuries of corrosion, but purposeful lines forming what archaeologist Emma Culligan believed to be Latin inscriptions. Not crude Latin, either. Classical, Roman. The shape, the style, the material Emma mused as she studied the piece in the research center. It could be part of a Roman gladius sheath, maybe even ceremonial. But what's it doing on Oak Island? It was a discovery that sent a ripple of excitement through the fellowship. Roman artifacts had long been rumored in the lore of pre-Columbian transatlantic travel, but evidence had always been speculative. Until now, Marty Lagina, ever the pragmatist, raised a brow. Roman? In Nova Scotia? We're supposed to believe an empire that never made it past the English Channel sailed across the Atlantic. Rick countered with a quiet smile. Every mystery has a first clue. Maybe this is ours. Meanwhile, over in the swamp, Gary Drayton and Jack Begley were busy combing through the mucky soil when Gary's metal detector shrieked its siren song. Moments later, they were on their knees, fingers trembling with anticipation. What they uncovered wasn't just metallic, it was ornate. A silver cross, unlike any they'd seen before. The craftsmanship was unmistakably medieval, but not just any medieval. Doug Crowell, after conferring with religious artifact specialists, proposed a startling connection. Templar. The cross bore the 8-pointed Maltese design, a symbol commonly associated with the Knights Templar, and its composition suggested it had been cast using techniques common to the late 12th century. This, Doug said as he laid the cleaned relic on the table, may have belonged to a knight. That night in the war room, tensions and excitement reached new heights. Dr. Ian Spooner, sitting beside a stack of soil analysis reports, announced that samples from both the Roman artifact site and the location of the Templar cross showed elevated levels of lead, silver, and charcoal, chemical markers for ancient metalworking. And more compellingly, a layer of soil dating back to 1200 AD. The team stared at the timeline on the whiteboard. Ancient Rome, the Knights Templar, two powerful civilizations separated by a millennium. Yet somehow, both had left clues on Oak Island. Alex Lagina, tapping a pen against his notebook, said what everyone was thinking. What if this place has been a repository of secrets across centuries, a kind of sacred hiding place? The theory wasn't new. Fans and theorists alike had speculated Oak Island served as a vault for hidden knowledge or treasure. But with the evidence mounting, actual evidence, not just legends, what was once theory now edged closer to fact. As the team launched a sonar scan of a new cavern discovered beneath the garden shaft, the results revealed a massive void, over 20 feet in diameter, with linear anomalies that resembled man-made structures. That cavern would become the next dig site, but the implications were already rattling everyone. If Romans had come to Oak Island, they'd done so long before the Vikings. And if the Templars had followed, centuries later, perhaps to secure something left behind, or to hide something of their own, then Oak Island wasn't just a single story. It was a layered chronicle of hidden movements and sacred missions.